Have you ever really stopped to think about the actual shape of your voice? I'm not talking about the pitch or the tone, but the literal, physical form of the sounds you're making right now just by listening. We're about to dive into how understanding this can unlock a hidden creative power inside every single word you speak.
Our guide on this pretty wild journey is a researcher named John Stewart Reed. And trust me, his work is probably going to change how you see and definitely how you hear the world around you. So buckle up because this gets interesting really fast.
So where does our story start? Of all places, it begins in a place of ancient mystery. We have to go back to 1997 when John Stewart Reed was doing these incredible experiments deep inside the King's Chamber of the Great Pyramid of Giza. And, yeah, what he found in there was about to change our understanding of sound for good.
So who is this guy? Well, John Stewart Reed is an acoustics expert, and he's one of the very few people ever given permission to conduct acoustic experiments inside the Great Pyramid. And it was exactly those experiments that led him to invent something called the cymoscope, which is this remarkable device that literally makes sound visible. So you see, he doesn't just theorize about sound, he actually shows it to us.
Okay, so this leads to the big question. What is the actual shape of sound? Now, this is probably going to surprise you because what most of us have been taught our whole lives, well, it's just not the whole picture, not even close.
So here it is, the big reveal. Sound is not a wave. I know, we've all seen that wiggly line in science class, the one that makes sound look like it's a snake slithering through the air. But that's just a graph. The physical reality? Every sound you have ever heard has been spherical, a bubble of energy expanding out from wherever it started.
So how does that even happen? Well, think about your own voice. When air comes up from your lungs and passes over your vocal folds, that vibration creates a tiny, perfect sphere, what Reed calls a pearl of sound. This little pearl then just explodes outwards, expanding up through your throat and out of your mouth, creating this beautiful bubble of sonic energy right in front of your lips.
So you're probably asking, okay, but what about that wavy line? What is that thing? Well, that sine wave isn't the sound itself. It's just a graph. It's a drawing that shows the law of energy. It's charting the back and forth between high pressure and low pressure inside that sound bubble as it expands. It's a mathematical picture, not the physical shape.
All right, so now that we know sound is a sphere of energy, we can get a little more personal with it. We can ask, what kind of energy signature is your voice putting out into the world every day?
You know, this ancient proverb, it takes on a whole new light when you start to blend it with science. This isn't just some poetic idea anymore. It's actually describing a physical process. Let's dig into how.
Okay, get this. Every single time you speak a vowel, you create this incredible donut-shaped energy pattern. It's called a toroidal field, and this is not a theory. Using the science of cymatics, which is basically just using vibration to make sound visible on a surface, we can literally watch these amazing, intricate patterns form in real time.
And this just brilliantly shows how different sounds make different shapes. For example, when you say ah, like in the word father, you create this big, open toroidal field. But then, when you say e, like in see, you create a much tighter, more focused pattern. Every single vowel has its own unique energy signature. It's pretty incredible.
So, what's the big takeaway for us? Well, it means our words are kind of like little magnets. When we speak, especially when we speak with real intention, we are sending out these energy fields that go out, interact with the world, and they attract similar corresponding energies right back to us. We're not just talking, we are literally creating. And this is the part where modern physics starts to sound an awful lot like ancient spiritual texts, right? It's like we're just now scientifically rediscovering a truth that people have known for thousands of years. Our words have the power to shape our reality.
I mean, think about it. This idea of sound being a creative force is a common thread through all of history. From in the beginning was the word, to the sound of Om in Hinduism, even Odin's voice in Norse mythology. And now modern science is starting to echo these ancient ideas. Cymatics shows us sound organizing matter into these beautiful, complex patterns. And then you have the work of researchers like Dr. Emoto, which suggests our intentions can actually alter the physical structure of water.
This opens up a whole new way of looking at practices like prayer and affirmations. The specific frequencies of chanted words, for example, can actually resonate with our own brain waves, like the theta waves we have during deep meditation. And when groups chant together, they can create a really powerful shared field of resonance. Some fringe research even looks at whether our collective focus can interact with physical reality on a planetary scale.
So let's bring all this together. Let's make it practical. How can you use this knowledge to consciously, intentionally speak your own reality into being? All right, I just want you to look at this number for a moment. 70%. Let that sink in. What in the world could this possibly represent?
That's right. The human body is about 70% water. Now, if we know that sound and our intention can change the physical structure of water crystals, just stop and imagine what the words you speak day in and day out are doing to your own body. You are constantly changing your own physiology with the power of your voice.
And this isn't some crazy, isolated idea. You see evidence for this everywhere. We just talked about Dr. Emoto showing how positive words create beautiful water crystals. Think about the placebo effect. It proves that belief alone, often powered by words, can trigger real physical healing. The entire field of neurolinguistic programming is built on this very idea. Change your words, and you change your reality. So, here it is, boiled down to its simplest form. This is your 4-step creative power. Your words create vibrations. Those vibrations influence physical reality, starting with your own body. Which means, when you speak with clear and positive intention, you are actively, physically creating the world you experience. It's that direct. So, this leaves us with one last, really crucial question. Every single time you open your mouth, you are wielding a force that can influence your own body and the world around you. You are not just talking, you're creating. So, the only question left is, what will you create today?